Naked? Why the hell would he be naked? So what you, no, wait. So what you're saying is that he ran buck naked through the frozen food section at Walmart. Why the hell would he do that? Listen, next time you talk to him, tell him that if he wears a thong, he'll better be, oh, excuse me. Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. So, I know I've talked about this in a past video, but that video was probably about a year and a half or so ago. So I wanted to do an updated version essentially of that video because, you know, in the world of YouTube, a year and a half is quite a long time in the world of YouTube videos. And, you know, the older and older videos get, the more and more buried they become. And I'm gaining new subscribers and viewers each and every day. Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate it. And I think there's a lot of people out there that maybe haven't even seen that video. And I do know that there are a lot of people out there that are still convinced otherwise, despite pretty objective evidence to the contrary. So I wanted to kind of see if we can really put this to rest once and for all. And what am I talking about? Of course, I am talking about deciphering what Laurie Strode says at the end of the original Halloween from 1978. I am talking about when it sounds like she says, and I'll give it to you, it does sound like that. I was just as confused as everybody else for years. It sounds like Laurie Strode says, was the boogeyman, which doesn't make any sense grammatically. And then Dr. Loomis says, as a matter of fact, it was. And that is grammatically correct. So people were left to fill in the blanks and think, well, she must be saying, was it the boogeyman? Or was that the boogeyman? She's asking him a question. And then Dr. Loomis is answering it, right? Wrong. And we can pretty much prove this, not just from what it says on the script. We can prove this when we compare it to what we know and understand about the arc of the character of Laurie Strode. Okay, so what is Laurie Strode actually saying? Is she saying, was it the boogeyman? Is she saying, was that the boogeyman? No, what she's actually saying is it was the boogeyman. She's making a statement rather than asking a question. Now, how I came to discover this was actually through either an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, like in a official sense, or maybe it was a fan asking her the question at maybe that one and only Halloween convention she was at, in like 2013 or 12 or something. I can't quite put my finger on where or how, but it was definitely Jamie Lee Curtis being asked. And I'm paraphrasing her response, but it was something to the effect of, what do you mean, what am I saying at the end of the movie? I thought it was obvious what I was saying at the end of the movie. I'm saying it was the boogeyman. And it's like, as soon as I read that, I thought to myself, of course that's what she's saying. It was like a light bulb went off in my head because I started to think about her character's arc, her character's journey, the moral and the message of that original film. Because remember, it was supposed to be a one-off film. That was it. Like you've heard me say 1,000 times, Michael is gone at the end of the movie, not to set up a sequel. He's gone to help bring the message of the movie home, to help complete the message and moral of the movie, right? It just so happens to work that, oh, he's gone, we can make a sequel. But that wasn't why he was gone. And I started to say, and I'm like, yes, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? Of course. But then again, it's kind of, I mean, everybody thought it was the boogeyman. It's like, what the hell? Because you don't hear the word it. So armed with that information, I busted out my DVD of Halloween. I busted out my Blu-ray of Halloween. I busted out my VHS of Halloween. Seriously, I did this. Popped them all into their, respective players, and I pumped up the volume and began to listen. As a professional voice actor, as somebody who's been doing this full time since 2006, professionally for nearly 20 years, I have broken down many words and many scripts in my life phonetically. And, I've read thousands of scripts over the course of my career, whether it's radio and television commercials, network promos, movie and game trailers, animation, narration, IVR prompts, e-learning as a second language, you name it, I've done it. Well, actually, I haven't done audiobooks. I bow to those who do audiobooks. You audiobook narrators, I have the utmost respect for, because to me, it seems so tedious and monotonous, and I just have no interest. And I'm just like, oh my God, I think you guys are amazing. But anybody who's been doing it as long as I have and does it full time has read many scripts and have had many different types of experiences with breaking words and paragraphs down. And sometimes we do hear back from our clients or buyers who will say things like, can you sort of pronounce this a bit more? That word is, bleeding into that one, or it kind of sounds like, you're jumbling that together. That sometimes happens. Not every day, not every script, obviously, but sometimes that happens. So it made sense to me. And when I'm listening to it and I'm listening to Laurie's words, it definitely is there. The it and the was are being bled into each other. They're bleeding into each other. So instead of saying something like this, it was the boogeyman, which is what she's saying. She says it more like this because it's lost in her breath. It's lost in the intensity of the moment of the performance from the actor. Was the boogeyman. Like that. And she's making that statement rather than asking a question. Now, another way that you could look at it, for those of you that might still be kind of having some trouble wrapping your mind around it and are thinking, I don't know. This was posted on my social media today by Wolfman's Got Nards. Barry, how you doing, buddy? He was making the comparison with the sentence, "'Twas the night before Christmas." Now, although I don't believe she's saying "'twas," that's a good comparison because that is an example of it and was bleeding into each other. And it's almost as if she kind of is saying that, even though she's not saying that, right? Like it would be like, "'Twas the boogeyman." You know what I mean? Like that's a good sort of example to understand. Oh, so it's, she's not saying "'twas," she's still going "it's," but it's that kind of thing. And thank you, Wolfman's Got Nards, Barry, for that analogy, because that's a good one. That's a definite good comparison. So having said all that, naturally, the next thought that would come across somebody's mind, and it came across my mind, was, well, if that is what she's saying, then it should be in the 1978 script, right? The original screenplay for Halloween. Not necessarily, because we don't know if that's something that she ad-libbed or there's some variation of that in the script, but she was making it her own. Thankfully, that is not the case, and it actually is in the original screenplay from 1978. And you can Google a PDF version of it, you can download it, and take a look for yourself. And here it is right here. There is the moment in the original screenplay from 1978, and as you can see, it says it was the boogeyman. Now, the coolest thing about this is not the fact that it says it was the boogeyman. I mean, that's cool because that tells us, oh, okay, that is what she's saying. But the word "was" is underlined. That means they want the actor to emphasize that word in a way that says it like this. It was the boogeyman. Oh my God, it was. Holy shit, kind of thing, right? And if you watch the original movie, at the end of that movie, Laurie is clearly emphasizing the word "was." Sure, it sounds like that's the first word that comes out of her mouth, but she is emphasizing that, right? Which is why a lot of people think she's actually, supposed to be saying, "Was that the boogeyman?" or "Was it the boogeyman?" because of the emphasis on the word "was." But that's not what's actually happening. She's actually going, "Was the boogeyman," right? It's a realization. Oh my God. Now, if you're still not convinced and you're thinking to yourself, "Dave, I know what I hear, man. I mean, listen, I know, there it is in the script and, okay, sure, you broke it down, but I'm telling you, I know what I hear, man. And I hear, was it the boogeyman? I hear, was that the boogeyman? I'm telling you." Well, listen. Think of it like this. It makes no sense for the character of Laurie Strode to ask the question. It makes no sense in relation to her arc and her character's journey. She's not asking a question, she's making a statement, because it's at that moment, in that very moment, that the character of Laurie Strode realizes the boogeyman is real. Because she spends most of the movie not believing in the boogeyman, despite the fact that she sees this weird guy who seems to be following her and seems to disappear right in front of her eyes. When Tommy asks, "What about the boogeyman?" Laurie says, "There's no such thing." And we know that she doesn't believe in the boogeyman. And here is the moment. This is the moment when she realizes, oh my God, Tommy was right. It was the boogeyman. That is what is going on there. And like I've said many times on this channel before, Loomis is not answering her question because there is no question. He's confirming the statement. He's pretty much saying, "Welcome to the club, kid. As a matter of fact, it was. Because it would make no sense. I mean, if Laurie was asking the question, which totally goes against her entire arc and journey, Loomis might as well turn around and go, "What do you mean, was it the boogeyman? Did you not stab him in the neck with a knitting needle and he got back up? Did you not stab him in the abdomen with a butcher knife? You stabbed him in the eye with a coat hanger. Did I not shoot the son of a bitch 6 times and I'm about to go and look over the balcony to see that he's gone? Did he not dematerialize right in front of your eyes? Have you not learned any fucking thing through this whole fucking movie? Jesus Christ, Laurie, get the hell out! Of course it's the boogeyman!" I mean, really, that is what Donald Pleasance should have just said to a dumb question like that. Of course it's the boogeyman! Jesus, there's 5 minutes left in the movie and you still don't know? You have to ask? She's not asking a question. She's making the statement, "Oh my God, it was." Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemcrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. Hey, in the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.